Beloved heart, I invite you to sign up to my mailing list, and as a result of signing up, you will get a free gift. It's a 5D rebalance tune up of all these chakras, and chakras are my specialty. So I would love to gift you with this transmission that is filled with light language and codes to help you stay balanced and tuned up during these increased frequencies of energy of this ascension, this new earth frequency. So check out the links in the notes of this show. And I look forward to connecting with you. I am sending you love. This is the transfiguration of the new you.
Hello, my beloved heart. Welcome back to another episode on my podcast called Ascended Earth, the Transfiguration of the New Human. So we are at the end of the year of 2024. In this episode, I want to share the top 5 themes I'm feeling for 2025. And remember that the timelines are shifting in all directions and there are millions of them. But what I feel to be the highest probability of an outcome I share in these themes. Take what resonates for you, and I've shared some aspect of these themes in previous episodes as well that I've sprinkled throughout in just the recent episodes. But I want to elaborate more in this episode of these themes. So what are you setting intentions for 2025? And I usually like to say intentions because goals sound too much pressure to me. And the new energies are more in this flow mode. So it's not about forcing outcomes or how they will unfold. It's almost like saying expect the unexpected or just don't hold your breath on specific expectations, especially when we are in a year that is filled with intense eclipse energy. An eclipse is all about shockwaves of truth, and expectations can lead to a form of attachment that I have been more cautious in myself. And these were things that I did too much of, which led to disappointment and heartbreaks, which is why I also share with you. I keep it on check now with love and compassion, and I am looking at life in a different perspective based on personal experience, which I also share with you. And you also have your own perception based on your own experience. So what matters is the energy of it all and how it feels for you in the moment. 2024 has taught me to be more in flow and trust of the synchronicity of the universe, even when trying different methods to make things happen. And we are ending the year 2024 with the last new moon, giving a fresh new start to the year, a quantum beginnings for 2025. For 2025, at a high level, let's look at some key astronomical events, zodiac astrological aspects, and numerological symbolism to this year, because it all ties into the themes that I'm about to share with you towards the end of this episode. For starters, some key astronomical events include a total lunar eclipse in March 2025 and September of 2025, a partial solar eclipse end of March. Eclipse energy brings an element of shockwave, so a continuation to what has been unraveling in 2024 from the eclipse season as well for this year of 2024. From a Chinese zodiac sign, we are switching from the year of the dragon, of the wood dragon, to slither into the year of the wood snake. It's important to know that this shift will happen at the end of January 2025. And its occurrence, which is also known as Chinese New Year, and its occurrence will be near or around another astronomical event that is like a parade of planets. So there is like this synchronicity or alignment of specific planets that may be visible in the sky at that time, which for me is like a form of energetic alignment within ourselves as well. From a numerological standpoint, the year 2025 adds up to 9 when you add up 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, which has another meaning that I will get into as well. So looking at the Chinese zodiac sign, when switching from the wood dragon year to the wood snake year in Chinese zodiac, the transition has a unique implication due to the combination of both the animal sign and the 5 elements associated with the year. The elements wood, fire, earth, metal, and water play a significant role in shaping the overall energy of each year. And their influence changes how the animal signs express themselves. So let's look, for example, at the wood dragon. And the dragon is a powerful, dynamic, and charismatic sign. When paired with wood, it suggests a year characterized by expansion, growth, and vitality, as wood is associated with creativity, growth, and new beginnings. The wood dragon year emphasizes innovation, leadership, and ambition in a good way. So the energy of this is that it brings an expansive, energetic quality of the year. This is a year of strong leaders, full of ideas and eager to push forward with new ventures. It is the time of energetic growth, idealism, and bold plans. So the themes for this, some of the very key themes, is innovation, entrepreneurship, taking risks to push boundaries on key themes. And it is a time of significant personal and societal development, a push for progress and broadening horizons. And let's look at now at the wood snake. And then we'll get into some of the transitional aspects of this, what this means as well, looking at it from a bigger picture, holistic way. The snake, known for its wisdom, intuition, and strategic thinking, paired with wood, suggests a more subtle, patient, and reflective approach to growth and change. Snake's natural introspective and strategic qualities are now infused with the growth-oriented energy of wood, which influences the snake to approach things with a deeper sense of planning and a long-term view. So getting into the energy of this, right? What does this all mean with the snake? So this is more of a contemplative and thoughtful energy. While the dragon was bold and outwardly ambitious, the snake is more strategic, focusing on refining plans, building foundations, and creating subtle but lasting changes. And the energy is less about rapid expansion, more about making steady progress through careful, thoughtful moves. Sounds like the movement of the snake itself. And some of the key things to take away from this is that it revolves around intelligence, careful growth, and transformation. It is a time to reflect, strategize, and move forward with caution and wisdom rather than taking bold or rash actions. So, as we're transitioning, this means that we're going from a bold expansion to a strategic growth. The transition marks a shift from a time of outward action to a bold expansion to more strategic, introspective, and calculated approach. And while the dragon year encouraged ambition and energetic growth, the wood snake year advises more patience and careful consideration. And so this transition also is a balance between growth and caution. So both wood elements are associated with growth, but their approaches differ. The wood dragon is expansive and outwardly focused, eager to build and explore, while the wood snake prefers to grow inwardly through wisdom, patience, and careful, deliberate movement. This transition might feel like a moment to slow down, reassess, and consolidate what has been gained in the previous period. So we are shifting from impulse to strategy. The dragon's bold, impulsive energy is replaced by the snake's more careful, calculated approach. It is a time to move from impulsive actions and thoughtful decision-making, whereas the dragon year might have encouraged large leaps of faith and risk-taking, and the snake year will be more like building in solid foundations and moving with purpose and precision. And so there's transformation through reflection. The snake is often associated with shedding its skin, symbolizing renewal and transformation, and is also associated to healing. So as we heal, we're also transforming as well. With the wood snake, this transformation is likely to be more internal, require introspection, reevaluation of intentions, and possibly even a shift in perspective. Because the more that you go in introspection, it also shifts that perspective. While the wood dragon year may have catalyzed outward achievements, the wood snake year focuses on refining the internal landscape, whether that's through personal growth, restructuring projects, or adopting new strategies. So this is a transition of creative and intellectual growth. So both the wood dragon and wood snake share an element of creativity, but the expression of creativity shifts. The dragon's creativity is grand and action-oriented, while the snake's creativity is subtle and intellectual. The transition invites a deeper, more focused kind of creativity, not necessarily in public or visible ways, but in ways that are more thoughtful, planned, and rooted in wisdom. So symbolically, right, the biggest themes of this is the wood dragon was a year of grand vision, energetic growth, and rapid expansion, a time for bold ideas, leadership, and assertiveness. And as we're shifting into this year of the wood snake, there is going to be this shift into strategic planning, quiet transformation, intellectual growth, emotional maturity, and a time for refining plans, enhancing personal wisdom, and focusing on long-term success through careful, deliberate actions. So where things were planted or seeded in 2024, this is going to be looked at with more precision and more purpose. And that is at a soul purpose level of each one of us. So from a year of, from an individual impact, this switch signals like a time to slow down and consider the next steps carefully. It's a time to refine your vision and focus on the long-term intentions and act with more subtlety. And if the wood dragon year was about expansion, then the wood snake year is all about consolidation and precision. From a societal, a collective aspect, this transition is a period of rapid growth or experimentation to a time of strategic reflection and deeper transformation. And so the collective will be more focused on restructuring, refining strategies, or taking a more cautious approach after periods of significant change. So just to summarize that, this shift represents the shift from outward, bold expansion to inward strategic growth. It's a time to take stock of progress, refine plans, and pursue transformation with careful consideration and patience, while both years share the element of wood, symbolizing growth and development. The approach of this growth of the snake year is more cautious, thoughtful, and calculated compared to the dragon's impulsive energy. And this is not to say that, it's going to be overanalyzed on things, right? Don't want to spend too much over analytical, but it's more like of just learning to be with yourself and being more aware of your inner process and how you work in different ways, and some of which I will share more in the themes to come shortly. So let's look at some of the numerological number 9. We are making a shift from a number 8 to a number 9. What this means is that, 2024 added up to 8, 2025 adds up to 9. So in numerology, the shift from a year 8 to a year 9 represents a transition from a period of material achievement, ambition, and personal power to one of completion, reflection, and spiritual and emotional transformation. And each year is in numerology corresponds to a number from 1 to 9, and these numbers carry distinct energies that influence the general themes of the year. So 8-year energy brings in some of this practical aspect, exercising personal power, working hard to manifest tangible results and outcomes, responsibility, leadership, and organizational skills, and potential for significant success or failure, as the energy of the year 8 is about balancing material pursuits with inner integrity. So the energy of year 8 brings the energy of balance in business work. It is a time for setting and achieving intentions and making important decisions and striving for success in practical matters, especially in career or financial realms. It is a year of building, whether through your career or your finances or your personal projects. And now shifting into 9, right? This is more of a culmination, a completion, a reflection. It brings a sense of closure and prepares the individual for the next cycle, which is the year 1 which is 2026, which adds up to 1, the energy of 1, of new beginnings, a new cycle. So the themes for year 9 is completion of cycles and letting go of the past, reflection of focus or emotional and spiritual growth, releasing what no longer serves you, whether that be material possessions, relationships, attachments, outdated emotional attachments or to others or things, or outdated patterns and beliefs, a sense of humanitarianism, compassion, and understanding, the need to forgive, heal, and let go in order to move forward. The energy of 9 is about closing chapters and preparing for new beginnings. It can be a time of endings, but also a time of great insight, where the lessons of the previous year come to fruition. This year might prompt you to release old attachments, whether they are physical, emotional, or mental, to focus more on the bigger picture, your life's purpose, and your role in the world. Now, each person is different depending on the level of inner work that has occurred with each one. But if a lot of things have been put off, denied, or ignored this year of 2024, it will get super intense on learning and letting go. So 2025 may be really rough. And I won't sugarcoat it for those who haven't done the inner work. These new energies just keep getting stronger because of the new Earth's expansion that we're in right now. So without much further ado, let's get into the top 5 themes for 2025, some of which I shared throughout just now in the messages that I just shared, some of the symbolism and the energy themes. So let's get into these top 5 themes. And I'm actually going to start with number 5 because I kind of feel that it aligns well that way. So it's kind of be like a countdown from 5 to 1, 1 being the top. Number 5, call back our power. And we are taking back our power that was given to external sources. For example, when we get into fear or worry, more based on information we see on the news, right? Because the news lately hasn't been the prettiest or the best. We're giving away our power in this sense. This also applies to being attached to what others channel in the spiritual community. So this is so important for our discernment of our heart to what information we are consuming. So you may listen and observe without having to judge, react, or attach to that information. It's all about what you feel and trusting your own intuitive for guidance. And we are all channelers. And if you don't feel that you are, believe and trust that you are. Use more of your heart GPS. I do feel there is some rebellious energy that is also building up because people are tired of the old financial structures that are built on corruption and greed, especially when being overcharged on an electric bill, which has been occurring, and credit card fees that are ridiculous. Something is definitely boiling here in relation to the financial institutes. And that all ties into calling back our own power to be in alignment with a more supportive way of structuring this. So number 4, build stronger communities. And as we call back our power, we are seeing ways to build new communities with those we find ourselves with the same vibrational wavelengths of love, compassion, joy, and support for one another. And we are done with family trauma. We're done with the drama trauma. And I can feel the thirst for new communities that are built on abundance, support in different ways through energy exchange, resource exchange, time exchange, kindness, and respect for one another's diversity. 2025 builds the foundations for this. And this is part of the snake energy of careful planning, which starts with the shift within. So the third point, revelations and disclosures, major shockwaves of self-discovery, and at a collective level, hidden truths that are to be revealed in big ways. You will learn your true power and the power of your own supernatural abilities, like being able to manifest or just being more aware of it, because we already have that. Our psychic expansion, our channeling, our telepathy, and more. And number 2, it ends here and now. It is something that I hear often said when I think of 2025 that my guides, my higher guidance say repeatedly. So there is a cycle to all things. There is a cycle to our life as well. There is a cycle within each and every day in our routines that we do. And 2025 invites us to look at other outdated patterns, belief systems that have been wired within the subconscious of our being and shifting it to a whole new habitual belief system, like a new mantra, a new declaration, a new vow, a new proclamation of self, breaking any deeply rooted ancestral karmic vows related to celibacy, poverty, to name a few, etc. In other words, to be spiritual does not mean poor. or it does not mean that you don't charge money, especially when the world is structured right now on money, right? That is where we're living right now for now. And, we're shifting all of that, right? With our own collective energy, because we have the power to do that when we all come together. So this is shifting in a big way in the collective, because I feel there is still some of this, even if there has been deep work in it for some. We're shedding our old skin, our old ego, to step into this new skin or higher vibrational ego, that the one that unites with our higher self. And the last one, the top one, number one, a new way of being. When you become true to yourself and really look at all aspects within you, including the shadow aspects which involve outdated habits or cyclical patterns that sabotage you, then you will have a deep realization of the internal changes, that introspection. What is the energy within me that I need to shift in order to attract? The law of attraction, in order for things to flow in vibrational alignment with others and situations. When your will unites with divine will within you, you become a new way of being. That new way is one who operates and acts with guidance of your own higher self. The trust that you develop with yourself as an internal relationship. The foundation to all relationships starts with self. So I leave you with this. I am wishing you a happy new year. And it's so important you set your intentions for 2025 during the last new moon for 2024. So all the best in the coming year, and that you continue to be within the flow of your inner guidance. Let's make a declaration here and now together. I commit to my higher guidance, and I continue to trust my own inner guidance, the inner heart GPS and compass within. And so it is. Thank you, and I am sending you love, and I will catch you in the quantum field. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like, save, and share with others so they can also experience what you just experienced. And stay tuned for some more high vibe episodes. And I'll be connecting with you in the next quantum field. Sending you so much love.